Good morning, parents. Here is another inspiration for you as you start your day. Allow your Lord to speak life into you, to encourage you as you start out on this day. You can listen to these words as you go about your morning routine, or preferably you'll be able to carve out a few minutes that you can sit quietly, close your eyes, and let Him speak life into your life with His words of encouragement. Father has promised you that you shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth fruit in your season, that your leaf shall not wither, and whatsoever you do shall prosper. How is this so? Let's go to the verse before that. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doth he meditate day and night. Simply means that you keep your mind on him. You keep him in your heart. You keep him before you, and you let him lead the way. And then you shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth fruit in your season. Your leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever you do shall prosper. But you may say, Lord, it doesn't feel like that. You more likely say, Lord, how will they increase that trouble me? Many are they that rise up against me. Many there be which say of my soul, there is no help for him, no help for her in God. But you rest assured and know that the word you shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that I go before you and I make the crooked way straight. I will cut and break those bars of iron and brass. I will clear the path for you. So you can rest assured and say, but thou, O Lord, art a shield for me, my glory and the lifter of mine head, that I cry unto the Lord with my voice, and he heard me. He will always hear you. He heard me out of his holy hill. So I laid me down and slept, and I awake, because the Lord sustained me. So you can lay yourself down and sleep. You can go through your day. You don't need to allow these things to cause you to be fearful and fretful. Understand and trust that the Lord will always sustain you. So you can go on to say, I will not be afraid of 10,000s of people who have set themselves against me round about. Hear me when I call, O God of my righteousness. Thou hast enlarged me when I was in distress. Have mercy upon me and hear my prayer. O ye sons of men, how long will ye turn my glory into shame? How long will you love vanity and seek after leasing? But know that the Lord hath set apart him that is godly for himself. The Lord will hear when I call unto him. Stand in awe and sin not. Commune with your own heart upon your bed and be still. That means just rest assured. He hears, he sees, he is working in the backgrounds, in the foregrounds, on the side. He is working on your behalf. He sees your shame. He sees the people are rising up against you. He sees the situations. And remember, he will always work things out for your good and for his glory. There be many that say, who will show us any good? Lord, lift thou up the light of thy countenance upon us. Thou hast put gladness in my heart, more than in the time that their corn and their wine increased. So in the midst of your circumstances, he can give you joy. He can give you that peace that surpasses all understanding, that people will not be able to understand, that you may not be able to understand. How is it I'm able to sleep at night with all that's going on? How am I able to still find things that are joy-filled, that I'm still able to smile, that I can still smell the roses despite the situation? That's because you know that you are in him, and he who is within you is greater than any circumstances that are in the world going up against you. So say, I will both lay me down in peace and sleep, for thou, Lord, only makest me to dwell in safety. Give ear to my words, O Lord. Consider my meditation. Hearken unto the voice of my cry, my King and my God. For unto thee will I pray. My voice shalt thou hear in the morning, O Lord. In the morning will I direct my prayer unto thee, and will look up. For thou art not a God that hath pleasure in wickedness, neither shall evil dwell with thee. Lead me, O Lord, in thy righteousness because of mine enemies, because of the circumstances that are going up around you. Ask him to lead you in righteousness, in the good path, because of all the circumstances and all the confusion that is around you. Ask him to make my way straight before my face. For those that are trying to, or circumstances that are trying to block you or take you out, take you down, just pray. Destroy them, O God. Let them fall by their own counsel. The pit that they're digging for you, they're actually digging it for themselves. Cast them out in the multitude of their transgressions, for they have rebelled against you. But let all those that put their trust in thee rejoice. Let them ever shout for joy because thou defendest them. Let them also that love thy name be joyful in thee. For thou, Lord, wilt bless the righteous. With favor wilt thou compass him as with a shield. So his shield of protection circles around you, no matter what direction the arrows of the enemy may be coming at you. His shield will be there to protect you before it can hit and do the damage that may be intended. So as you go into this day, be confident. Be confident in the fact that He has already gone before you. And remember to not fear and do not doubt. Remember, doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will. Doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will. And go on to say, as for me, I look to the Lord for help. I wait confidently for God to save me, to help me, and my God will certainly hear me. He who fears the Lord has a secure fortress, and for his children it will be a refuge. Remember, we've said before, mindful parents have mindful children. So as you are making it a habit to be in tune with yourself, to take care of yourself, with self-care, as you live that out, you're going to show up different for your children, for your everyone in your environment, and they're going to notice this. They're going to see that you are so much more self-controlled, able to enjoy things despite the circumstances. And then what do you think your child's going to learn from you? So what you're learning, you're creating and doing these things, a secure fortress, but you're also establishing a refuge that's going to be there for your children. And because you're setting such a fine example for your children, the word goes on to say, then our sons in their youth will be like well-nurtured plants, and our daughters will be like pillars carved to adorn a palace. Your children are going to be majestic, not just physically, more than physical, emotionally, spiritual. Their personality, their character is going to be an amazing character based on the work that you are doing on you, in you. It's going to overflow and it's going to positively impact them as they come up into the fullness of their passion and their purpose. You're lending them your strength. You're showing them examples of how to navigate life despite the circumstances and still have peace and still have joy and still be grounded. And the word wonderfully goes on to say, I have no greater joy, and may this be your word. I have no greater joy than to hear that my children are walking in the truth. Your purpose for your children, for them to walk in the truth, for them to walk in their passion and in their purpose, to have impact, to be satisfied and fulfilled in their lives. How amazing is that? How wonderful would that make you feel? How amazing will that be for them to know that they are in that space and in that place? And by you doing these meditations, you're paving, you're leaving pebbles along the pathway that they will be able to follow your example towards the life for which they are here to live out with passion, purpose, happiness, and joy. So please, if I could ask you to do me a quick favor, if you could click the thumbs up and the subscribe button so that you don't miss any new content and so that you can help me grow this channel to 5,000 viewers. And it really encourages me to continue making content for this channel. And please remember to check out the App Store for our Coaching for Parents app.